And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. If you guys are new to us on the Amazon platform, welcome. Glad you all could be with us. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. We have programming here on Amazon 6 days a week. You'll see the follow button either here in this corner or down below. You will also see the new book by our next guest. We're excited to welcome best-selling author Siera London to our broadcast today. She's making her first appearance with us here on Amazon Live to talk about her new book, Fake It Till You Make It. It's out now. You all can be able to get your copy of both, of course, in print as well as a Kindle edition. I want to talk to Siera not only about the new book, but what it's been like for her to craft characters that oh, look at her. She's holding up her copy of, of the book there. Mine is en route, so I'll have to post my picture a little bit later. I should say, though, we are simulcasting our broadcast today, so welcome to those tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram. Glad you all could be with us. Tessa Marie, I see you joining us from Canada over on the Instagram side. The Litversationist, I always get that wrong. Glad you could join us as well on Instagram as well. If you guys have any questions or comments for Siera, make sure you guys put those in the comment section. Siera, thank you so much for joining us today on your pub day.
Thank you so much, Cyrus, for the invitation. I'm excited to be here. I'm so excited for this book.
Well, look, I'm excited about it too. So I think the great thing about this here is that you've been known for creating characters that are entertaining, engaging, and storylines that definitely keep the reader turning the page. What has that been like for you to reflect on your writing journey and what's led you to now where you are with Fake It Till You Make It?
Um, wow, Cyrus. Okay, you have said a mouthful. Let me pat my head up so I can think about all this. So, I will say when I started writing 9 years ago, I will honestly say then I did not see myself where I am now. I
Mm,
wanted to tell one story, y'all. One story that I started writing on my lunch break at work. Um, and I was like, I'm going to write this one story and I think I'm going to be done. That's what my muse was telling me. And
mm,
once I finished that first book, she said, sit down, Sierra, you got more to say.
wow.
And it wasn't until I would say I was about 3 years into my writing journey where I it dawned on me that I wanted to make this a career.
Mm.
So in some ways, I feel like the books, the stories, my characters led me to where I am today.
Wow.
And that's 40 indie books later. And this Fake It Till You Make It is my first traditionally pub book that's, on shelves, y'all, Amazon shelf, right? So I'm
Right.
excited.
Yeah, and I think the thing is here, I'm so glad and I appreciate you sharing the journey with us. I think that is the thing. You have been able to, when people talk about paying dues, you're one of those people who pay the dues because you have gone into it with the passion of storytelling
Mhm.
and you're also your love of your readers, and that has come through. I mean, literally the book is just out and the reviews are already starting to come in. What has that been like for you to see that not only are you enjoying what you're doing, but you have readers that enjoy it as well?
Um, I am continually in awe of readers. And I have been a lifelong reader. Honestly, I think my readers are better than I ever was. And what I mean by that is, I've been a reader since, I was in elementary school. But even as an adult, I wasn't the type of reader that necessarily reached out to authors.
Mm,
But my readers do that. Like
yeah.
they're like, Sierra, where are you gonna be next? How can I help you? I want to support. Just tell me what you need. And they have made me better because they've shown me the model, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're role modeling best behaviors, best practices for me because I wasn't that type of reader. So I'm in awe. I really am. I'm so excited. Like one of my readers shared yesterday that she already had the book in hand and she posted that.
Wow.
for me to share. And I'm like, I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your life, out of your day, to not only purchase my book, but share with me and the rest of the world that you have it. And that's important to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, feeling part of that tribe. The Libersationist on Instagram, Sierra says, "How can I help you?" Is real love, and that is the thing. But
Yeah.
you built this tribe though, and some of them have followed you from story to story, and now, so of course, some will just be discovering. Like I see people literally as we're having this conversation. That's a great thing by Amazon. Some people are already buying the book as we're having this conversation, just 7 minutes in. So
Thank you.
yeah, I love the fact that you've been able to kind of to build on what you have. Talk to us about the new readers though, because what is that like for you to have? Because I tell authors all the time, especially after doing this program over the years, that with every book, even though you have your established audience, there will always be new people saying, "Hey, who is this?" What has
Yeah.
that been like for you to reintroduce yourself to readers?
Um, again, I I want readers to feel as welcome as I have felt in this writing community.
Hmm.
I feel welcome and I want you to feel the way I feel. I love the romance community. And I feel that coming back to me in waves, and I want new readers to feel that same way. Like I am humbled by your readership. I really am. And it's exciting because I want to hear what you have to say. And I think that's what's so awesome about new readers is engaging in new conversations, right?
Yeah,
Because everybody processes story differently. And I want to hear what you have to say.
yeah.
So I love it when readers new and old connect with me, on whatever platform is your jam, y'all. And if you've been
Hmm.
following me long enough, you know I'm better on some than others. But but yeah, just opening up new conversations, appreciating new perspectives, and for me as an author, that leads to new stories, it leads to new ideas, it broadens my view of life.
Love that. Love that. Hello to you, LaShira. LaShira's joining us on the Facebook side, Sierra. She's the one who helped us set up this conversation today. And also
Yes.
Angela Anderson of Angela Anderson Presents. She says hello to you and happy release day to you. And that is the other cool thing about you and your tribe too. And it leads us right into the new book. Because I think for a lot of people who are just discovering Fake It Till You Make It, Sierra, one thing that they will find with this book is that it's a story that is not only about individuals who are dealing with their own stuff, but what we can do together. Where did the initial idea for Fake It Till You Make It come from?
That's always an interesting question because oftentimes my book starts with a question that I'm asking myself,
Hmm.
right? And so for this particular story, believe it or not, it started with the setting, right? So this book is set in small town West Virginia, right? And for those of you all who like history, West Virginia was one of the only state born out of the Civil War, right? So it split from the western part of Virginia, split from the more southern parts, and the eastern shore part of Virginia to form its own state. It's also the only state that's situated in the Appalachian mountain range, like the only state, the whole state is. And so my husband and I were there on a visit. We were visiting Harper's Ferry. And I was like, this is a beautiful place, and it had such a calming effect on us. It was just a day trip for us. And I was
Yeah.
like, I would love to base a story here.
Mm.
And I can't remember the exact situation, but then actually Anne Marie came to me next. That's the heroine in the story.
Yeah.
And I'm here in the DC area a lot of the times, even though my husband and I are snowbirds, but I spend a lot of time here. And I'm like, what would happen? What would take a city girl to West Virginia? Like, how would she get there? And Anne Marie's story was that it was born out of that, like a down on her luck city girl that, her car breaks down in West Virginia. And the story went from there. And then I decided, as we were milling around Harper's Ferry and talking with people and visiting the quaint shops and viewing the architecture, I'm like, what type of people would live here that I would want Anne Marie to interact with? And that's how the Calvary brothers were born.
Gotcha.
And their mama, Leah Calvary, who I absolutely love the Calvary family, and then became this journey in my head of how do I bring these two characters together in this beautiful town that I've created with Harper's Ferry as my inspiration. And I
Mm.
started asking myself the question, and the question both these characters are asking themselves is, it's a universal question, really. Like, we all feel overwhelmed at some time, at some point in our lives. And you're like, how do you get on the other side of that? Right? Like, it's something we all can relate to, feeling overwhelmed with life, whether it's your decisions or things out of your control. But how do you get on the other side? And this is the journey that you're going to take with both these characters.
Love that. Want to give some shout outs, and just know, Sierra, if you see me looking down, I'm not nodding off and I'm not
Okay, appreciate
ignoring
that.
you. But since we're joined on different platforms, Amazon has their own designated device for them. So I was looking, speaking to the people on Amazon, and then of course we have the other social media sites. I just want to say, Jesus Black Man, hello to you. He says hello as well. Joining us on IG. Also want to say hello and thanks for the follow to, I think it's pronounced Corinder Malhi, and help me if that is not correctly
Good
said.
morning.
Joining us on the Amazon side, and thank you so much for the follow. For those who are just coming in, welcome. You all are watching Cyrus Represents here on Amazon Live. We have the privilege of welcoming best-selling author Siera London to our broadcast today. She's celebrating her brand new book, just out now, called Fake It Till You Make It. You guys can get it right now on Amazon, as I see some of you already are doing. If you guys are not joining us on the Amazon platform, there's a link that will take you over to Amazon. You see, she's cheating. She has her copy already. That's what she gets for
I
being the
do.
author. Mine, I got the notification from Amazon is out for delivery, so I will have mine today to be able to post my picture. Sierra, talk about that part. You mentioned social media. That has literally opened up the world to all of us. You, like a lot of authors, you
Mhm.
enjoy in-person events, but what is that outreach around the world been like for you when it comes to social media?
So I'm just going to say this. Um, Social media created my business.
Hmm.
And I would say that because I did something totally different in my previous life, y'all. I was served in the Navy for 23 years. I was a pediatric nurse practitioner. So nothing about that says writer, right? But when I started this journey, I went online and I'm like, okay, where do writers hang out? Like, what are these people, what do they do? Like, how do I connect with people? And social media, that was the vehicle. Like, hey, y'all, this is who I am. I want to write a book. I've already started. Don't even know if I'm doing this right. Okay. Okay. Like, but I'm open to suggestion here, right?
Right.
Like, what are the spaces I need to be in? What do I need to do? And this is why I love social media and the romance community, because you know what happened? People answered the call,
Mm.
right? And that's the beauty of social media. You know, in the middle of the night when you're alone with your characters and your words, you can't go knock on the door like you're borrowing some sugar, right?
Yeah.
But you can turn to social media and somebody is awake, right? And somebody is going to meet your need. And it can be from anywhere in the world. And I would say that's what social media has done for me. And I just came from a reader event and I met readers. I didn't know them the day before. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Right. And now we are connected on social media and we have opened a dialogue and we're connecting through story. So that's what social media has done for me. Not only has it given me a platform, but it's given me a community and it's the vehicle in which we stay connected across the miles, across the distance, across the ups and downs of life.
Love that. Love that. Appreciate you guys on the IG side. Unlock the day. Hello to you, Maggie Giles. Hello, Maggie. Good to be able to see you over on the IG side. Your choice 134. I appreciate you being with us today as we're speaking with best-selling author Siera London. She's celebrating her brand new book out today, Fake It Till You Make It. It's out now, of course, in paperback as well as a Kindle edition. She has her paperback there. Mine is coming. So I will be posting my picture. She's been holding hers up. See, there she goes again.
I'm doing the way.
No, I love it. I'm messing with you. but but I appreciate that, and I think too. Now I have to ask you a question though,
Okay.
because sometimes Amazon will tell off on you authors when you don't want to share information with us.
Okay.
I noticed when I bought this book in February, it said book one of the Calvary Brothers. So
Yeah.
are we to take that to mean this is going to be a series we're getting?
Yes, there are three delicious Calvary brothers.
Okay.
Eli, so this first book features Eli. He's the oldest of the
Okay.
Calvary brothers and the grumpiest, y'all, because it's a grumpy sunshine romance, right? And then you have Noah Calvary. He's a firefighter. He's the baby, but he a bad baby. He's a sexy cowboy. And then you have Tobias. He is the EMT. He's the one that's always like for these older brothers. He's like, let me go get my medical bag because they're gonna get us in some trouble. So yes, it's three brothers, all the small town antics that you can handle, all the laughs, and with Eli being a vet, of course, you're gonna get all the fur baby love. So
Love that. Love that. Tony, hello to you. Thank you so much for
good
joining
morning.
us on the Facebook side. I know you're going to be speaking with Angela a little bit later. She says, it was so exciting. I'm so here for this series. I totally enjoyed Fake It Till You Make It. It's a 10. And I know you're going to be spending some time with Angela a little bit later. We look
Yes.
forward to being able to see that. And that's the thing. You have people anticipating these characters. But for you at this point, Sarah, I was curious when I was prepping for this segment because when people have had success, whatever that looks like for them, right?
Mhm.
I introduced you as a best-selling author because you are, but for some people, there's more to them than, of course, that. Do you find yourself putting more pressure on yourself now at this point in your career? Or are you able to just enjoy the journey from book to book?
Um, yes. I haven't always been that way, but yes. And actually, as time goes on, I'm actually putting less pressure on myself.
Oh, nice.
You know why? Because I like the readers, like when you read a book and it's the experience that you want, you trust the author with your imagination, with your time. I'm now the same way as an author. I trust myself more with my characters, my time, and I know the story that I want to tell. I know the message that I want to put into the world. And so I'm more confident in my storytelling.
Mm,
And
love that.
so that takes some of the edge off of the anxiety that can come with releasing a new book in the world and opening yourself up for, praise and maybe not so praise. So
Yeah, yeah.
so.
Love that. Jennifer says, a happy release day to you, Sierra. She's joining us on the Facebook side. Also, Tony, who I mentioned earlier, she said, it is a good read, and I'm not an animal lover. And I think that's the
Oh,
thing. I think even though the setting may be for the two main characters, may be in that area, it really does become about them and trying to figure themselves out, but also
mhm.
figure out what's happening between them and if it's something worth pursuing, right? Because as you
Yes.
mentioned, first impressions may not always be the best. You mentioned Mr. Grumpy. There are some people who may not think things are going to turn out the way that they do, but
Mhm.
it does say, I think we all, especially as guys, can relate to that too, about having that wall up sometimes, especially when you
Yes.
have your own stuff that you're dealing with. Let's talk about perspective for a moment, then we're going to remind our audience here, Sierra, how they can stay connected with you. Did you know going into this book how you wanted to tell
Yes.
it? Okay.
And can I say why?
Sure, definitely.
Okay. So when I started this series, the Calvary Brothers. I mentioned that my husband and I were on a drive, right? And
Hmm.
we ended up in West Virginia, which is not too far from us, a few hours drive. But we were doing that because we needed an outlet. The city moves fast, y'all. There is always something going on in the DC area, the DMV. There's always some news. There's always some buzz. There's always some scandal. Like there's always something. And we needed an outlet. And so we hopped in the car and we just drove until we felt that tipping point, right? When you feel that that waiting to exhale moment, so to speak. And I wanted that in a book,
Got you.
that experience in a book where you go on a journey with these characters and it's a feel good journey. And at the end of this book, you are smiling.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. You feel like I can breathe, right?
Hmm.
Because I've had this literary escape that's refreshing and fun and renewing, and this journey of self discovery for these characters. And you want some of that for yourself. I think we all want those things in
Yeah.
different doses, but we all want those things. And that's what I wanted in a book. And that's what I set out to create.
I'm so glad you said that because I think whether we're talking about Emery or Eli, you allow us to in as we kind of do the dance from chapter to chapter to really get to know where they are. And I was curious going into it. I didn't know going into the book what perspective, if it's going to be first person, third person, how we were going to be able to experience it. But I love the way you're able to give us that opportunity to kind of see them,
Mhm.
but also see the world that they're in for sure. Tony says you did that throughout the book. Hello to you, Manswell. I missed you
Thank
there.
you.
He says hello to you as well. Angela says, oh, wow, thanks for sharing that. Yes, you are totally smiling at the end and swooning in between. It's a story of all the feels.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that is a great thing here, and that's why I'm so excited that we can have Siera London joining us here on Amazon Live, but also simulcasting for our social media sites as well. As I mentioned, the book is available now. You can go ahead and get your copy right here on Amazon. You'll see it either here in this corner or down below in the carousel there. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. And for yourself, Siera, how can our audience stay connected with you?
Yes. So I am active on social media. So you can find me on Instagram. Usually I'm at author Siera London. Okay. And
Okay.
that's Sierra with one R because there's only one of me. So author Siera London on Instagram, Facebook. I am on TikTok and Threads as well. And you can also visit me at my website, sierralondonauthor.com.
Love that. Sierra, thank you so much. Had a lot of fun with you today. I know we're going to be on another platform this week as well, so definitely
Yes.
looking forward to that. But thank you for stopping by Amazon Live today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you all. Thank you for having me. Thanks everybody who chimed in. I so appreciate you. Enjoy the book. Let's talk.
That's right. She's open for the conversation, and we thank you all as well for tuning into this episode of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb saying thank you so much for being with us. We'll talk to you all soon. Take care.